Hey there, I'm Steve, and welcome to Jamson Entertainment. And welcome to the conversation. Just before we get started, there are many ways you can help. You can like and subscribe so you never miss a conversation. But most importantly, please share this video. Get the word out there's a community we can talk about all the things that we love. Today on Throwback Thursday, we're looking at Rear Window, starring James Stewart, Grace Kelly, Wendell Corey, Thelma Ritter, Raymond Burr, Judith Evelyn, Georgine Darcy, and Irene Winston. This is, you guessed it, another murder mystery. Now, I have a little background of this movie before I watched it. Again, because I watched so much information on films on YouTube. This intrigued me because it takes place in one location. It's about a man named Jeffries who has a broken leg because he is a photographer for a magazine and he goes and gets big stories. With the last big story, he captured this shot of a race car crashing and he got caught up in the crash. That's how he broke his leg. So he's been cooped up in his apartment this entire time. He's just been looking out his rear window. This is the last week he's supposed to be in his cast. He's gotten so bored at staring out the same four walls and looking out at his essentially backyard and neighbors. He started taking notice of his neighbors. And once again, Hitchcock brilliantly shows you a mystery that you can follow yourself, pick up on the clues, and come to a conclusion. It is fun to watch. I think I would have taken a half hour off of this movie. Admittedly, I did nod off once. I'm pretty sure I didn't nod off for very long. And when I woke up, that's when it got really interesting. Because the entire time you're on a stakeout without being on a stakeout. I don't know about real life stakeouts that law enforcement have been on. But from the TV shows I've watched that puts as much truth into about the job as possible, saying that stakeouts are the most boring part of the job. And although it is interesting to watch all the little stories that are happening across the alleyway, it does drag a bit. Some of the stories that you follow, they're listed simply as what Jeffries labels them as, because he doesn't know who these people are. He just knows that they live across the way. So you have a woman who is Miss Lonely Hearts. She gets all dressed up. The first time you see her, she's on a date at home, but there's no one there. She's like pretending to be on a date. And then there's a songwriter, Miss Torso, who is a ballerina, or at least a dancer. There's a family on a fire escape. There's the newlyweds. And then there's a couple. The wife seems to be bedridden for the first half of the movie. And the husband seems to take care of her. And Jeffries really takes notice of this particular couple. Now, outside of that, with Jeffries' life, he has a girlfriend. Their story isn't as important as following the mystery. He could not have had a girlfriend, and the movie would not have changed that much at all. Because there's another woman in his life. It's the nurse that the insurance company sends to check up on him and help him out around the house. So going in knowing that this is a murder mystery that you are to solve along with Jeffries, as soon as the movie started, I was watching every window looking for anything because I was under the impression that something suspicious happens in, if not all the windows, but most of the windows. And I really was expecting to be on a roller coaster ride of finding evidence, eliminating suspects, and stuff like that. I was also looking in every other part of the screen too to see if there was anything that I possibly could have missed. And I didn't want to miss anything. And there is a ton of action, and action isn't always something exciting. It's just movement. I heard somewhere else in my YouTube goings that an action is simply walking, and a stunt double could be called in for just walking. Prime example of this was only a few years ago. Was it the last season or so of Game of Thrones? The famous walk of shame that Cersei does. They get another actress to walk because I think the actress's name is Lena Headey. She's covered in tattoos, and instead of just digitally erasing all the tattoos from her body, it's a naked walk of shame. I don't think the actress wanted to do that, so they found a body double that's really close to what she looks like. They had both of them do the exact same walk. That's a long-winded way of saying, yes, you can get a stunt double for just walking. And Hitchcock just packs in a ton of information on every shot of this movie. He does so for his other movies, but I think this one packs in more because it's just one guy in his apartment building looking out of his rear window. Just neighbor watching, people watching. And if this was only an hour and a half long, this movie would be great. Because it's 2 hours long, it drags because of that extra half hour. It's a good movie. I can really only recommend that you catch this one on streaming. Those are my thoughts on Rear Window. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and live your imagination.